Good morning. It is Saturday, March 2nd, 2024. It is 7:14 a.m. in my locale. It is also, let's see, it's your Saturday, it's my Wednesday, so this is your weekly update. First things first, let's go to our daily Zen poem. Rain clears from the distant peaks. Dew glistens frostily. I haven't seen that in 2 years. Moonlight gazes in the front of my ivied hut among the pines. How can I tell you how I am right now? A swollen brook gushes in the valley, darkened by clouds. Daito 1282 1334. There's some food for thought there. How can I tell you how I am right now? A swollen brook gushes in the valley, darkened by clouds. Well, as we're trying to move forward swiftly, because we have to feed somebody, daily room pull. There you go. Let's look that up. I think that's page 92, but don't hold me to that. It is page 92. Okay. This is Othilla. Separation, retreat, and inheritance. Now is the time of separating paths, and old skins must be shed and outmoded relationships discarded. When this rune appears in your spread, a peeling away is called for. Included in the cycle of initiation, as always, Othilla is a rune of radical severance. The proper action here is submission and quite probably retreat, knowing how and when to retreat and possessing the firmness of the will to carry it out. Real property is associated with Othilla, for this is the rune of acquisition and benefits. Or the benefits you receive, or that quote-unquote inheritance, must be derived from something you must give up. Such a surrender can be difficult when that is called on to give up or abandon an aspect of your behavior or some part of your cultural inheritance. For then you must look closely at what until now you have proudly proclaimed as your birthright, whether it is your attachment to your position in society, or your work, or your beliefs of your own nature. This separation is now called for. It will free you to become who you are more truly. Okay. Well, given the current state of the world, when I put my periscope up out of my cave and looked, I can understand something you might have to give up. You might have to give up being a member of their society. You might have to give up your nationality, okay? Because we don't really have a nation anymore. And anybody who says anything to the opposite is either trying to get money or is just simply lying to you. You have to decide what it is today you need to give up. Maybe it's you're going to cut carbs. Maybe you're going to not do this and you're going to go for a walk a little bit. Who knows what you're going to give up? But that makes you a better person. Something that you remove is something that does make you a little bit better sometimes. I don't know what that's going to be for me. I just don't know. And now we have a noisy dog. So we're going to take our minute with our noisy dog, because he hears the other dog outside, and we're going to have our almost quiet moment of Bodhi. Look at puppy face. See, he's got a puppy face. And the window's open, and he does hear the dog next door. And now he's bored. Are you bored? I love you. Would you like kisses? I'll feed you in a minute. Don't be a weirdo. Alright, so what's been going on in the last week? Work has been a little crazy. We've been having... our general manager has moved on. And so, leadership is now, there's a new fellow in there. And I've met him a couple times. Okay. The gentleman that was here before, I'll tell you, I've been working since I was 13 years old. That's not a surprise to anybody. The general manager that was here is the first boss I have ever had. So you can do the math. 55 minus 13 is 45, 43, 42, 41 years that I have never sat down and had a cup of coffee with, broken bread with, had a 10-minute conversation over lunch. Never. The most I talked to this guy was a 5-minute conversation when he was riding his bicycle to home. So if that tells you something about a leader and the people that he is supposed to be guiding and enabling and helping, I hate enabling, but you get the general idea. He's supposed to remove the problems so we can do our job. Did not happen. Just nice man. No, nothing bad to say about him. Just didn't do it. Okay. We've also had our compliance officer hanging around. You guys all know that I gave up my career of almost 30 years because they were trying to turn me into the compliance officer. So I don't have a lot of fun stuff. Compliance officers look for problems. They don't look for solutions. I want to solve problems. Okay, I want to keep people safe. That's what I did. I didn't want to be the regulation state guy because I think that, when you really think about it, we're thinking that this is a business. It's there to make money. That's what a business is. Whether they have a good or a service, they're there to make money. And over time, there have been departments and businesses that have absolutely no value or negative value. Okay. So in my impression, those are things like compliance, DEI, legal, HR. These are the things that don't add value. I would say janitorial adds more value than HR or legal. And then we have to throw in a couple of other things. Once you start dealing with places like California and you start dealing with their health and safety officers, which do not have a degree in health and safety at all, and they basically just wander around with a cup of coffee and they hand you pieces of paper. Well, that's not value added. That's not moving the ball forward. Teachers, not educators. Teachers, no value there. Social workers, no value there. These are not value added components. Okay, they really aren't. That is not moving finances across a good or a service. Please excuse the noise. Okay. That's my impression. You may have a different one, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. So, work has been more cleaning. We've had people who've wanted to come back early. Not because there's something wrong or something that we did wrong. But I miscalculated. I have an 11-hour drive. Can I spend the night at the dock? Okay, we'll go get you. One couple, super nice people, older, 70-ish, 75-ish. They got ill on there. They got some type of cold between the two of them, and they had to be brought in early. And that's all okay. There was one nice group I brought in on time, but they made an absolute wreck of the boat. Nothing I could do about that because they went to a place that I told them not to go, and they got eaten by mosquitoes, and they were smacking the mosquitoes with a wet cloth. So there was blood on the walls and blood on the ceiling. It took me 4 hours to clean that. And even then, it's like one of those puzzles you see as a kid. The more you stare, the more you see. So now I'm scrubbing the walls with a brush, and I'm just like, I might as well just do all the walls. And it was really a challenge. And that's going to be a floating cottage today. So I have to make sure that that's 100% for them. The one that was a floating cottage yesterday means they don't leave the dock. They're going to be leaving today. So I got to go in and do that one. I got the third one that they're leaving. I have to bring that around and pump and water it. Pump it and clean it, which should take no time. And then the last one, which goes out like on Tuesday, that has to come around and be pumped and watered, but the inside is clean. So it's all kind of up and down and a little bit crazy. But I would say right about now, half of these vessels are going out to play. Half of them are staying right here at the marina. So when it stays at the marina, it's as long as they're respectful people, it takes an hour to flip everything over. And that's fine. Let's see what else is going on. Lost some weight. I don't know how I did it, but I lost some weight. Bodie is okay. He's eating, but again, I'm I'm not a big fan of dogs eating in their crate, but someone somewhere must have done this to him. So getting him to eat outside the crate is very difficult. So sometimes he'll only pick at his dinner, and then in the morning I have to put his breakfast in the crate. He'll demolish that by the time I get home. I just don't like it, and I'm trying my best to train him out of that when I can. His training is coming along well. He heard the other dog, and you heard he didn't start screaming. We're working on, we've got no, we've got up, so he goes up on the dinette. We're working on sit, and we're working on heel. But like I said, I've had rescue dogs before. This is going to take a long time. So it's just going to take some time. Still studying when I can. Grab that license, gonna snap that up. And I have to go to town Tuesday, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. That would be about, I guess, a month since I've had to do that. Thereabouts. I did see something that scared me to hell. It was the back of my freezer. And that's like, all right, time to go to the butcher. You know, that also means it's a lot of work. The next day is going to be find a cooler, take everything out of the freezer. If I have to defrost it, I got to defrost it. That takes time. And then put everything back in after it's been repackaged. Oldest stuff on the top, newer stuff on the bottom. You know, so that's just a pain. Other than that, that's really it. Weather again, 73 degrees today. It's breezy, a little less breezy than yesterday. Bugs are coming back. You know, I did see a palmetto bug. I did see a yellow fly, so I know the bugs are coming back. So that's it for me since my shower, so I might as well wrap it up. Okay, so let's wrap it up the right way. If you don't take care of you, nobody else will. Thank you, Mom. Are they like-minded? Do they share your values? Do they have something to offer? Or no? There you go. Take your purple hair down the street. I don't care much anymore. You wanted it this way, you got it. No tears, no tantrums. Just take it out of my sight and hearing. Ladies, if you got to go out today, please take somebody with you. Don't go alone. Don't go with just your kids. Go with another adult or two. Please carry some form of protection with you. What that means to you is what that means to you, because they don't like you out there. And they keep pumping in more people that don't like you out there. And given that you can now do things like steal $1,000 worth of stuff and nobody does anything, or you can just start taking stuff out of other people's grocery carts and nothing happens. And if you do something, you get blamed. You got to take some type of protection with you, because you got to take care of you, right? We just said that. Gentlemen, exact same thing. Got to go somewhere, take a buddy, take somebody else with you. Keep your damn heads out of your damn phones, right? Don't be staring at the phone. You don't be yapping on the phone. That just makes you too easy of a target, because you're being surrounded by people that don't like you. And they keep pumping them into the system, and they don't like you. Whether they were here or they're not supposed to be here, it doesn't really matter much anymore. They hate you, and they want your shit. I will leave you with one thing. Somebody reminded me of a really good quote from a man named Chesty Puller. Okay, he was a Marine, and he was in the Choice and Conflict. And he is attributed to have said the following statement. And this is what I want you guys to think about anytime you open your doors. Anytime. Major Puller said the following phrase. He said, "We have been searching for the enemy, and we have found them. We're surrounded." That does simplify things. Take care of you, and we'll see you later on. I'll look for comments. I'm not sure we're going to have a live stream for a couple of days, but if something happens, I'll announce it. Have a great Saturday. Do something fun. Bye.